So I took this like period in my life to just focus on myself and to not date anyone. Um, and so many amazing things happened in that period. I learned so much about myself, and I just wanted to. The reason I decided to do this was because I kept attracting the same type of love. And it was the same love that was playing out like a childhood story in my past, um, where I was not being chosen. So I want to attract different. I want to be different so I can attract someone different. So I need to take space so I can focus on myself and work on myself so that I can attract differently. And that's why I chose to do this. I needed to not think about anybody but myself, my kids, my family, and focus on that and who I am as a person and the relationship I have with myself so that I can find somebody who can mirror that love that I have for myself. And at the time, I didn't have it. So when I did this, it was a vibe. Like, honestly, I loved it. It was just such a relaxing period in my life. Um, I had so much clarity. I had so much peace. I had the space, and I would do a lot of walking, right? Like I would go on like 4 or 3 different walks every day, and I would just think, and I would and go over things, and just enjoy not feeling like crap with someone, enjoying not worrying about what someone else was doing, and focusing on how I feel, and just being with myself and learning how to be with myself. There was a lot of clarity and there was a lot of peace, because the thing is, when you have a good relationship with yourself, um, it changes things of how you date. Like, you no longer will put up with things because you have so much peace within yourself and being alone that you wouldn't, being with someone who doesn't make you have that same peace, you wouldn't allow it anymore. And you find that by taking space for yourself. That's where you learn that. And when I had that period too, I had so much time for myself. I had so much energy. So it was a beautiful moment for me to, declutter my home, take care of my space, do a few home projects. Like, I ripped out my carpet and put hardwood down, or sorry, not hardwood, laminate flooring, and painted some rooms. Like, I had so much time to myself, and I had so much time to develop routines for myself and to take care of myself and to really love myself. And then there is a lot of self-discovery. Like, that's when I started to make lists of like my non-negotiables, what I would accept and what I don't accept, what I'm looking for in a partner. Like, because I didn't even really know, like, what was I looking for? What did I want? Because to be honest, the things that I did want were actually like bare minimum things. And so I was like, why am I asking for bare minimum? These are things that should already occur, right? So I not only want these, but I want more. I want someone who's going to grow with me. And I made a list, and I made a list of the non-negotiables of what I'm going to tolerate. Immediately, if someone says this, then it's a no. And by doing that, it gives you higher standards, right? Because now you're like, you realize you can have these things with someone else. Like, you actually don't need to settle, and you have higher standards, and you won't tolerate anything less. And you find that out by being with yourself. Because let's say, okay, so you start having working on your relationship with yourself, and you start, you give yourself peace, you take care of yourself financially, and you start to be independent, and you start to do all those things, right? Now you're getting your confidence back. So you're trying new things, new routines, and you're doing all these things for yourself. You're not going to want to get in a relationship or be around people who don't give that back to you, because you already are doing it for yourself. You can do all that. So like, I already can take care of myself, so I don't need someone in that matter. That's not someone I need. I don't need someone who's going to financially take care of me in this way. I can do that already. I don't need someone who's going to validate me and make me feel good, because, the only way I can feel good is because of this person validating me. You lose all that when you take time for your space. You don't need it from anybody else, because you're giving it all to yourself. So when you go out there again and you start dating again, those things, you're like, that's bare minimum, because I give myself all of that. So if you can give me more of than the bare minimum, and you can meet me at my level, then I will give you an opportunity, right? And that's the thing, like, like I used to want and need validation from other people, right? And now it's like, I know what I look like. I know who I am as a person. I know what I bring to the table. So I don't really need other people to tell me that, because I already know it. And that's what I found out when I took the time and space. And it was really hard at the beginning. It really was, because there's people who were talking to me, and at the time I was like, you have it's like your old self is on one side and then your new self, right? So you're like boom, 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 tug of war. And it was hard not to like answer and be like, no, I'm taking time for myself. And to set that boundary with yourself, it was very hard. But then it got easier and easier. And I was like, I didn't even, like, the more peace I got from it, the more I enjoyed my presence and my time and my energy. And I had fun with it. Like, I started doing the dance class and I started doing things for me. The more I did that, the more I didn't really care to respond to people. But that was the old me, the people pleaser, the, one who needed the validation from others. And I just stopped doing that. And the more I did it, the easier it got to not do that. And it just really, it changes the game. And then your mindset changes to not like, do they like me? It's more like, do I like them? Is this somebody who's going to add value to my life, or are they going to drain me? And you start seeing that more, right? And you make choices of that. Like, you can be very nice people and you can be very, like, yeah, there might be something there, but at the end of the day, like, are they going to add value, right? And am I going to be a better version of myself by being with this person, or am I going to go down a level? So you start thinking about that. And honestly, like, when I was taking that space, I felt more magnetic. I felt more like it made me feel really sexy to know that I was not looking, that I was just for me and doing things for me. And I got ready and I put on makeup for me. I went and I did this and this and this for me. I eat healthy for me. Like, I'm doing all these things so for myself, and not, there's no other person to think about. And then going to bed at night and not worrying about another person other than like my kids, obviously, but like to not worry in the sense like, oh, what is this person doing? Especially after going through such a long period of that and struggling with that and being so hurt by that, and worrying my life consumed another person. So being out of it and being coming out of flight and fight and being in a restful state and not thinking about, like, I would go to bed with a huge smile on my face. And I'd have my cats sleeping next to me, my dog, and I just loved it. It was such a vibe. And I focused on my book. I focused on my hobbies, my goals. I cut back on, like, I wanted to do it the right way. Like, I don't want to numb myself with alcohol. I don't want to date anyone. I want to just take this time for myself, heal, and then when I'm ready, I'll go back up there. And when I was ready to go back to dating, like, it is crazy. Like, and I would go on a dating app, and it's crazy how it flipped. The people I was meeting were completely different than the people I met before. Because the people I met before, like, I would never give them a chance now, because they don't align with who I am now. And they don't align with the person I'm trying to be. So it flipped, and it started becoming like, just a whole new group of people. And it was amazing to watch that. And then the magnetism of it, like, I would go to, like, a store, and there would be people looking, like men looking at me and stuff. And like, you have more opportunities, like, men wanting to give me numbers while they were driving. Like, there's just something like attractive when somebody is putting their energy in themselves and loving and glowing because of themselves. And to me, I think finding a person who is in that element is the way to do it. I think when you are in, you don't have that relationship with yourself, you're not loving yourself, you will show, and it will show. And you will pick people in your life who reflect that back to you. And that's why I didn't have that much success with all of these other men and relationships, because they reflected back that I didn't love myself. But then when I took this time, I sealed it in. Like, I was like, you know what? If I can live peacefully like this, I can give myself everything I need and want. It wasn't a need to have someone. It was like, if someone was there, awesome, great. That's awesome. But it wasn't a need. And before it was like, I need someone. I need this person. I want this person, right? But now it's just like, you know what? When it happens, it happens. Like, I detached from finding my person. I detached from it. I was just living life for me, doing things for me and enjoying it. And honestly, it was a vibe. Like, it's freeing. It's freeing, and you just find out more about yourself. I learned about, like, I started having more conversations with myself, calling myself my best friend. And like, I have such an inner dialogue with myself now. Like, I'll catch myself saying something like to myself, like, and I'm like, Rachel, no, stop talking to us about that. Like, you're not like that. Don't say that. Like, and trying to like lift myself up and be my cheerleader. And I wouldn't be able to, I don't feel like I would have, like, I've been single before. I'm not single now, but I was single like another time. Obviously, I was single many times, but before I got in my 8-year relationship, there was a period of being single, but I was so in a different mindset that for me, I wasn't thinking the same way. Like, I started doing like the same kind of habits, like going back to the gym and working out and just healing and stuff. But then I don't think I actually was developing that relationship with myself. And because of that, I still didn't feel like I deserved better, right? And so when that happened, I just walked into the same thing again. It was like, oh, here we go again. Nothing's changed. Nothing changes unless you change. And I walked right back into it. But this time I took the time and I intentionally focused on myself. And the last time I didn't. I was very like all over the place. Like, and this time I was like, nope, like I didn't answer anyone's messages. Like, I was very like strict about like, I'm not talking to anybody. And I needed to be that way because I needed space from getting, rose colored glasses and walking into another thing again. I needed to put space from the person I was to the person I am now. And I need to do that by focusing completely on myself. And I mean like not even talking to anyone, because you can't, I just needed to be completely with myself and just completely loving me. And by doing that, I have such a good relationship with myself. Like, I'm actually like, and now like I'm so happy I did it. Like, it's changed everything. And not only that, because I did that too, I was able to properly love someone else now and be in a healthy relationship. Because the thing is when you don't love yourself, you will tolerate way more that you shouldn't be tolerating. Your standards are lower. But like, when you don't love yourself, you feel like you don't deserve love. And then you find that in that partner. But now that I know that I love myself and all of that, like, I can easily point out and be like, hey, you made me feel this way, and then work it out with the person. But before, I couldn't do that because I didn't even have that relationship with myself. So obviously I can't have a relationship with someone and have it healthy, because I don't even know what a healthy relationship was. And now I do, because I have it with myself. So now I can have it with someone else. And I truly believe that every woman should have a period where they live alone. And men too, everybody should live alone and have a period where they're just focusing on themselves and take space and not talk to anybody and just focus on hanging with your friends and becoming the best version of yourself. Because I'm telling you, it was a very awesome vibe. Like, yeah, you just grow so much and you learn so much about yourself. And then at the end of it, your mindset is completely different. I don't tolerate stuff in friendships anymore. I don't tolerate stuff with strangers. Like, I just don't tolerate it anymore. I stand up, I speak up now. And I know, and I'm not afraid of things anymore. I'm not afraid of losing people. I'm not afraid of change. because I know who I am, and I trust myself, and I know I have, like, I can take care of myself. And it was amazing. So I recommend everyone do it.